One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Anxiety Guy podcast on iTunes or wherever you may be listening. This is episode number 27 with Dennis Simsek. Thank you so much for making us number one in the health category on iTunes. I really appreciate it, and make sure to download and subscribe to the Anxiety Guy so you can get all the updates. As well, a lot of our updates are going to be made on our Facebook page under The Anxiety Guy, so make sure to head over to Facebook and follow us there. If you're watching this on YouTube or already are following me on Instagram, make sure to like me and follow me on there, because as well, I'm going to provide tons of inspiration, tons of hope, tons of knowledge for anybody suffering from anxiety there, and those are just a few ways you can get a hold of me and ask any questions you'd like me to answer on this podcast or on Facebook on our blog posts. Now, today's episode is one that I feel like people are struggling with out there, and I myself struggled with this for many, many years, not months, but years. And this doesn't go only for the anxiety sufferers, the health anxiety sufferers that are dealing with their symptoms and such. This is for everyday people that, have a normal, average stress level, average anxiety level and such. And it is the 5 ways for anxiety sufferers to live happier, healthier, and longer. We all want to live happier. We all want to live healthier, and definitely we all want to live a long life. So I narrowed it down to these 5, and first off, I really want everybody to understand, the key outlook when it comes to having fun, enjoying your life, and so on. And I want you to understand that fun is an actual skill. A lot of times when we have anxiety, anxiety for flying anxiety or health anxiety or anything like that, we tend to look at other people and go, you know what? Why are those people so happy? Why can they handle this situation so well, whereas I can't even get close to what they're doing? And I want you guys to understand out there that it's a skill, just like any skill. Smiling often is a skill. Enjoying yourself on a daily basis is a skill. Being happy, being healthy is a skill. And these are things that those kind of people practice on a daily basis to make it very strong and to make it kind of their daily routine. So first things first, understand that if you're not where you want to be in your life, if you're not feeling, healthy, if you're not feeling happy, if you're not feeling gratitude and gratefulness on a daily basis, but you want to get there, understand that in time, if you practice these 5 keys, these 5 ways, you're going to get there. And it's going to take a little bit of patience. It's going to take a little bit of strength from your part to kind of step out of your comfort zone and start applying these routines and rituals on a daily basis so that you can go from living your life in a shell, kind of living fearfully, living in the state of worry all the time and tension, to living happy and fulfilled and waking up and going, you know what? Life in this world isn't really as scary, isn't really as bad as I am making it out to be. For a long time, I always thought this world was a scary place. It was a place where it wasn't safe. And I changed my outlook on things. And next thing you know, I was starting to enjoy my life. I was starting to understand that, this world does have those bad apples, those people out there. But it's filled with people that want me to be happy, that want me to go through life and to share my knowledge, my experiences, and to live a fulfilling and healthy life. So with all that said, number 1, and this is huge because it took some seriously, it took me about 20 to 30 minutes to really think about all the pieces of this one. And this one is cut out all the drama. Cut out all the drama in your life. Stop following the drama. Stop listening to music that is filling your soul with negativity. Stop listening to music that is filling your spirit with fear. Stop watching the TV that is full of drama. Stop watching reality shows simply because you're getting caught up in somebody else's life, and it's just doing nothing good for you. As well, I like to really keep track of what's going on in the world, and there was a time there where I was becoming really sad, and that's it was a very recent time. I was really sad about what was going on in the world. As some of you guys know, my background is Turkish. And, the stuff going on over there was really affecting me, people being tortured and lives lost. And then in Paris, all these terrorist attacks and such. There's a lot of reasons out there to feel sad and to get down and to become depressed and to see the world in a really negative, fearful way. But there's also the other side of it. If I surround myself with non-dramatic things, non-negative things, and more positive things, then my outlook on life changes. When my outlook on life changes, my physical world changes, and good things start to happen to me. I start to attract good people. I start to get a raise on my job. My business starts to get better. I start to touch more people's lives. I start to inspire more people. My family life is good, and so on. It kind of has a snowball effect. So number one is cut out all the drama. Take a good look. Write it down. Number one, stop watching TV. Just narrow it down to, say, if you watch it for a couple hours a day, start with 30 minutes a day. I can only watch TV for 30 minutes a day, and eventually, hopefully, you'll be able to stop doing that completely. When I get home, I see my wife, my fiance, my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it may be, in a negative light. I start to pick on the things that they don't do. Again, you're creating drama. Write it down. What can you do differently? Cut out all the drama. Replace it. Okay, number two. And this is big. Learn to breathe right. Learn to breathe right. And honestly, I started to really get this when I started to apply a 4x4 breathing routine. So, it's really difficult when you're in a heat of a moment and when you're in your career or you're so caught up in something. It's difficult. But I actually had an elastic band around my wrist just to remind me. I was always like, why is that there? And I was like, oh, right, that's why that's there. So that I can remember to breathe properly throughout the day. Because what does bad breathing do? It doesn't help our digestive systems. It creates more tension. Next thing you know, we start, walking with our posture kind of downwards. Our shoulders are tense. Our arms are tense. Everything starts to get tense. So we can release all that tension and anxiety just by learning to breathe properly. 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out, and a little pause in between really gets you breathing well. Another good breathing technique I saw to really start to feel good and calm was one where was it Adrienne, I think, on YouTube there, and I follow her. Adrienne, if you're watching this. Love your yoga videos. She took 2 fingers, doesn't matter which fingers, and she breathed into one nostril, then closed it up, breathed out with the other nostril, breathed in with the same nostril, breathed out with the other one. So what she did was she kept this pattern going, and all of a sudden you start to breathe properly, you start to feel more relaxed, and you can find your own technique. These are just a couple. Learn to breathe right. Breathe right throughout the day. Number 3, change your routine. So if you feel like, you're caught in this routine every single day, I do the same thing in the morning. At lunchtime, I go and I have my lunch here. I do my dinner. My evenings are always the same. When I drive to work in the morning, I take the same route. Change your routine. Do something different. Even if you think it's not going to be beneficial, your mind is going to thank you for something different. And what happens is when that happens, you start to prove to yourself, you start to grow in confidence that you can do things differently. Just because you suffer from anxiety now, and you're stuck with these symptoms, and you may have panic attacks, and you may be depressed about it, and you may be living a life full of fear, you start to believe in yourself more when you start to change your routines. One routine I had was I had a notepad beside my bed there, and when I woke up in the morning, I would write down all the things I wanted to feel throughout the day. And I said, I want to feel more joyful. I want to accomplish, this in my life. I wrote down some of my goals for the day. I just wrote. I got everything in my head out on paper. You can do that at night as well. How was my day? Today I really felt like I did these things right. Just write it down. Just get it out of your chest. Get it out of your internal system, out of there, and just put it on paper. Thinking about something and putting it on paper are two different things. Don't do it on the computer. Don't release your tension, your thoughts onto computer, because it's never worked for me. I'm pretty sure it's not going to work for you. Write it down. It's physical. You're actually doing something rather than typing. I kind of like that way. So change your routine. Take a look at your routine. See how you can do things differently throughout your day. Number 4. And if you know me, if you've done, and thank you so much for this, by the way, if you've done the coaching classes with me already, I love you guys. And you're with me for the month, the 6 month, a year. By the way, if you want to get into coaching with me one-on-one, certified life coach, CBT, certified, anxietyexit.com, you can find that there. You would know that I'm big on setting daily challenges. And this is number 4. Set daily challenges. What are the small baby steps that you want to accomplish on this day? What are they? Take a good look, and it doesn't have to be something so dramatic, because that's not good. It doesn't fill you with confidence. It'll actually bring you down a little bit if you can't accomplish those challenges. So make sure they're realistic. For me, a daily challenge, when I had social anxiety, was to have conversations with 3 people in the day. It could be work related. It could be just walking on the street and just going, "Hi." And they would say hi, and I'd say, "How's your day going?" "Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. How's your day going?" "Great." "Hey, do you know where blah, blah, blah is?" or whatever. I'm just practicing. I know where this restaurant is. I know where the movie theater is. I just want to practice getting out there. And again, you can see how this could be one of the daily challenges. Another one would be, if I was suffering with my symptoms of anxiety, I would challenge myself to take a new path, a new kind of outlook when I experienced a symptom of anxiety. So let's say it was the lump in the throat feeling. I would say, you know what? Nope, that's not throat cancer. What that is a feeling of sadness. And a lot of that lump in the throat, if you experience that as with health anxiety, understand that a lot of it is tension related. So to release that tension, massages are fantastic. And it's a very similar feeling to being sad in a movie. When you get caught up in a sad movie, that was the similarity I found with that symptom. So I said, you know what? That's a sad movie. That's all that is. I'm not going to jump into conclusions. I'm not going to go into what if thinking. I'm not going to go into this cycle of, oh my God, I'm in danger. No, I need to take another path. So today my challenge is to take a different perspective, a new outlook as far as what my symptoms are. Will this happen right away? Will it change everything right away? No, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Everybody recovers from health anxiety, hypochondria at different times. So understand how important daily challenges are, guys. You got to do it. You got to do it. One challenge a day. Just give yourself one challenge a day. That could change everything. And do it for a sustained period of time. Do it for, a couple weeks. Do it for a couple months. Build a routine. Next thing you know, you start to build those building blocks one on top of another, and you start to feel great. Your confidence builds. When your confidence builds, you start to desensitize yourself from your symptoms, from your fears. Understand how important number 4, setting daily challenges, is. Final one, to live a happier, healthier, longer life for people suffering from anxiety is don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. And it's not easy because we've programmed ourselves to fear everything. If you're a health anxiety sufferer like I was, fear everything, question everything. What could it be? All of a sudden we live in this world, in our bubble, in our fearful little bubble. And anybody that gets into that bubble is kind of, invading our space, because we tend to feel like our identities are anxiety. I'm anxiety. You might as well have a middle name called anxiety. Myself, talk about myself. And sweating the small stuff, ladies, the toilet seat is up. Okay, we get it. Tell your partner that. That's the small. That's not something to build up into something else, and then something else, and then something else. The small stuff could be anything. I mean, a little dirt in the house, if someone's complaining about it, that's the small stuff. Somebody gives you a little criticism at work, that's the small stuff. Something goes wrong and a driver, cuts you off, for instance. That's the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. In the big picture, in 5 years' time, how much are these things going to matter? None. They're not going to matter at all. And all you're going to be doing is causing yourself more stress, more anxiety. And our goal in this podcast, guys, is, remember, our number one goal is to go from an 8, 9, and 10 on the anxiety scale to getting down to a 1, 2, 3. That's our goal. A 1 is, I experience a 1 when I'm lying in bed at night and I'm listening to my meditation videos that are on YouTube, by the way. Those meditation videos for anxiety are fantastic. So look up the Anxiety Guy on YouTube and start listening to those. There's 2 of them. And or I'll listen to my affirmations, which are just get me right back into a positive frame of mind, And guys, these are the 5 ways. These are such important ways. I cannot stress enough how important it is. Write these down. Download this episode, please. Listen to it a number of times and understand how these can apply to your life, how you can begin changing your life starting today, because that's what I did, and that's what I feel like you guys can do, and you can do it starting now. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to, number 2, learn to breathe perfectly all day, all the time. No. If you've got 5 minutes of time, focus on your breathing. That's huge. Give yourself some credit for taking, charge of your life rather than letting the physical world, the TV control your life, the music, getting into your subconscious mind, filling you with all sorts of crap and garbage. Get away from that stuff, guys. No more drama. Take a look at where your minutes are being spent in your day, who your minutes are being spent with. I can't explain how passionate I am as far as helping people change, but it takes some knowledge which you have, some tools which you have through this podcast every week on Monday, but it also takes some commitment from you. And without that commitment, guys, we're not going to see the change. So start today. Download, write these down, start applying them in your life. Episode number 27. I hope I got you guys somewhere. I hope I got you guys in a good state of mind to create a change starting today. Episode number 28 next week. I'll see you guys then. Have a wonderful day. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for all the nice comments about my friend Buddha on the side here. All right. Yes, he's wonderful. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful day.